It's week 4 of the NFL, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the football team and the Bears, and it comes your way next.
Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming tenants in 71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Washington football team. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at our home side in this one. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late. So maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays, anything to try and gain a little bit of momentum.
A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They will be led out by their dual threat quarterback, the veteran from Clemson. It's Deshaun Watson.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much...
Watson on first down. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And Thomas seems to be in some pain. He's still on the ground. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10, Watson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Now it's Watson. Taking a shot for Samuel. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
Not much there, only a yard. Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Looking downfield for Godwin. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on fourth down. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
On second down, it's Cook. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Left side, Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Here we go. Here we go.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Watson now to throw. Open man is the tight end, John Bates. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He'll dump this off to Cook. And just breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And Charles, of interest here, that last throw is going to put him over 20,000 yards passing for his career, and that's not a bad number.
You're exactly right about that, and even though it's nowhere near the top of the leaderboard, because when you think about it, Brady and Breeze, they've done that 4 times over. But when you hit 20,000, let's face it, only a little over 100 guys have ever done that in the NFL. It's worthy of some applause.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. This one from 35 yards away. And Myers able to knock it through. And it's 3-0 Washington. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That, too.
FBTw. 3 bucks. Hey, man. Watch the boot.
On first down, Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
That's it. Big hit.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 18 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they were going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
Montgomery a first down and then some. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On 2nd down, Montgomery trucks over him. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12.
Where's 52? Watch 52.
3rd and 2, Fields. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Montgomery, they'll run for it. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. That's into the hands of his tight end Bates. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards.
I can hear the film session right now. I can hear the coach saying to his team, guys, how does a guy that big get that open?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Imagine him as a kid, just trying to play hide and seek.
No chance.
No chance. He goes to hide behind the skinny tree. You see the front, the back, the top. Good luck.
Yeah, you see him. You don't see the tree.
A run there with Cook, not going to accomplish much. Call it no gain. 2nd down coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Watson. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Montgomery, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards, and they're going to have a 3rd down. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4 on his Santos for the Bears field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Let's go.
Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. The 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Washington. Dalvin Cook, 78 yards. And Washington has taken the lead. Boy, the word with Dalvin Cook is explosiveness. I'm not sure there's anybody in the league that has the acceleration that he does, and he put it to good effect there. Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead is now 10-3. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. And I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. Back to Montgomery on second down. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at third and a few inches. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Let's go, baby.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Fields. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Fields. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He hasn't had his best day. They have been good running the football, and they have the lead, though. So maybe he just personally wants to improve his play.
And that's without a doubt, because at the end of the game, he wants to feel like he had a really good hand in his team winning, if in fact they do go on and get that done. But the bottom line is finding a way to win the game. So if you're not playing that well, but somebody else is on the team, keep going to that hot hand.
Yeah, not over yet, but looking good here in the 2nd quarter. On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Washington on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw, Watson. Steps away to his left. He finds his man, complete. It's Reyes. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal forward No, are you serious?
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
Baby. And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And this will be taken at the 13. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Bears take over. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Now a 1st down throw, Fields. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jonathan Allen forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. Well, last game he had 2 sacks, got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
After the sack on 1st down, Fields. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Deron Payne able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going
under pressure again, and down he goes again. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to fourth down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
So as they take it over, we step aside. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And taken at the 46. 35 yards that time on the punt.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10.
And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense. This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On first down, Watson, and an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. To the air yet again, Watson. Campbell making the catch. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Watson on 3rd down.
He's going to get this one down to Cook.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now a first down throw, Watson. That's going to be caught by Samuel. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Myers' kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top.
As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Josh Allen, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. Next, we take a trip down the coast to Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And things didn't work out so well as they fall to the visiting New England Patriots. Mac Jones, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. And one final game to highlight. It's Monday Night Football and they've got a good one this week between the Minnesota Vikings and the Carolina Panthers. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Bears, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
2nd and 10. Here's Fields.
And this one is incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here's Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery.
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Gets past one man. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
So here is Washington now to take over.
They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Good job, baby. Way to hold on to it.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And Myers able to knock it through, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now.
So the lead extended, and I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you say, if your defense is only giving up 3 points, makes it a lot easier to settle for field goals on this side of the ball.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Montgomery, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Now Fields. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Daron Payne bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Ready next time.
It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Off of play action, it's Watson. And he will find his man, Samuel. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big connection on that one, 37 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Here's Watson.
Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Khalil Mack, his 2nd sack of the night. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Watson. And Thomas has it. He stiff arms him. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st. So out comes the field goal team once more. Myers' kick is good. And that will swell the lead to 16. So he's got another field goal, his 4th now in the game. He's making it look easy out there.
He certainly is, and they're always aiming for a swing of the leg that repeats under pressure, right? So nothing's different. He's got that right now because confidence is breeding confidence.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
From the gun, here's Fields. A throw left side taken in by Kmet.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A give. This is Montgomery. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Back to throw. Fields.
Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Montgomery. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's taken down inside the 30. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Still 9 remaining on second down.
Set the tone, defense.
A shotgun snap, Fields. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long. Third and long. It's Fields.
And that is incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And that kick will go out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Cook with a run on first down, but he'll only manage a couple there before he's taken down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Watson. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Washington on third down.
They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw, Watson. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Oh, what a move. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
On first down, Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On second down now. It's Montgomery. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he's got this down to the 35.
63 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Fields going to get this to Montgomery.
Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively, they rally quickly after the broken tackle. Throwing again on second down.
Fields.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long. Now it's Fields.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
They start the drive with Cook. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory.
2nd down and 3.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. On first down, Cook. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Watson now to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And Myers able to knock it through. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
And what would you say? Is it the offensive line that has caused a lot of this pressure to get back there?
That's always the first place that you have to look to see what's going on, but part of it is so difficult to simulate this type of pass rush in practice because the speed, the ferocity, the quickness, some of the change-ups and how they get at the quarterback that you may not have seen on film, all of that is different. You can practice it as much as you want to. You can even insert smaller, faster guys at positions to show that the speed's going to be quicker, but until the whistle blows and you play for real, it's just not the same.
And not as easy to implement on game day.
Fields throw complete here to Kmet.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Fields. That's complete to his running back, Herbert.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Again, Fields.
And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down.
Play action. It's Fields.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Cameron Curl.
And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Hey, let's go. Interception all day, baby. Let's get this.
That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation point, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. And Thomas seems to be in some pain. He's still on the ground. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They run it again with Cook. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Watson. Completes it to Samuel. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35.
Let's go.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30.
I'm going to hit you.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays, they want X.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A huge play there for Chicago.
Here's Fields.
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Hey, watch 85. Watch 85.
To throw again on second down. Fields. He'll let this go for the end zone.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Tyreek Hill, his second touchdown on the season.
And the Bears are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Let's go.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And they take a knee. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. And they'll indeed take a knee.
So a victory here for the Washington football team.
And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince